What's going on, players, traders, and haters? Shout out to y'all. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy D, and this is D's Daily DD. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, right? So don't take it as that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, guys, a lot has been going on this weekend. I'm sure you've already heard about the crypto scandal, FTX, and so on. And so I'm not really going to talk too much about it. But of course, I've been, keeping an eye on it and seeing what the updates are because this all kind of started last Wednesday or Tuesday, something like that. But I think it's far from over. I think we're going to see a domino effect, a chain reaction. We're going to see some more things, you know, good and bad happen in the next coming weeks. But today, the main information I really want to talk about is going to be these AMC tokenized stocks. Okay. That's what caught my attention the most. And of course, I think personally, in my opinion, I think it relates to the cost to borrow, which has been going crazy and it's expensive right now, in my opinion, from what I'm looking at the data, too short AMC to locate shares too short and so on. And I think the tokenized stocks will have an effect on what's going on. Okay. And I will give you information on that. That's what this video will mostly be about. We had good news released by AMC and Aron that they were super busy this weekend with Wakanda Forever. That movie did really well in sales. So just so you know what's going on with that as well. But yeah, I really want to give you guys what I found, this information right on the tokenized stocks. All right, so let's jump to it. All right, let me pull up some screenshots here and we can talk and read this first. So, something that I saw that was related or like that popped up with what was going on with FTX was this other company called Bitrix Global, and they ended up tweeting this last night. So this is what they put: as part of our product line for eligible customers, Bitrix Global offered tokenized securities known as tokens through our historical relationship with Alameda. Should know who Alameda Research is, all right? It's the research fund that was connected to the hedge fund that was connected to FTX, right? So we suspended trading on those products immediately as of the news of FTX and Alameda's difficulties hit last week. In order to protect our customers in light of the news since then, we have decided to shut down this product completely. So I think there is leverage in these positions, right, from short sellers. So that's what we got to read on that. And then this continues. Bitrix Global will reimburse all users the full value of their tokens holdings and work with regulators, lawyers to retrieve the value of the stocks from FTX. Yeah, good luck with that. Supposedly they were hacked, FTX, right? And they drained all the accounts. So our priority is and always has been to our customers. Not a single user will lose a single cent. Exact details of the reimbursement will be sent to affected users in the coming days. So they haven't even sent them all the information. We have been working with our regulators on this to ensure that we comply with all rules and give everyone comfort that we are meeting the high standard of our customers expect from the world premier regulated digital assets exchange. So I wanted to dig in, right, and see what else, what other info I could find on these tokenized stocks and why they exist. So right here's some info I found on Twitter. So right here, what's highlighted, right? So tokenized stocks are a tokenization of a digital total return swap contract, similar to contracts for differences. The tokenized stocks value is based and collateralized. That's what's important, right? It says that it's supposed to be collateralized, backed by something. With the underlying asset, a traditional security, typically a publicly traded equity, and the value of the digital asset is determined by the value of the traditional security. They are collateralized by equivalent national amount of traditional security. An example, right, 100 of debt derivative would be collateralized with $100 of the traditional. This allows tokenized stocks to mirror the economic performance of the applicable reference traditional securities. So we know there's one for AMC and we know there's one for GME. Tokenized stocks may also represent innovative baskets of indexes or traditional securities, as well as traditional securities plus cryptocurrencies. Tokenized stocks may also include leverage, as well as long or short exposure. So, right, that's why I think it's interesting that when all this FTX thing started, the news and about the tokenized stocks, that the cost to borrow started going up, right? So today, I found it at 85%. on Webull to short AMC. And then we have these from Ortex. So it's saying the average is 160%, saying the max, and it could be just one share, okay, but the max someone has paid today is 335% when they are borrowing that share to short. Then more, right? Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so the average in the morning, actually, I'm pretty sure I got this from TMI in the morning. This update, the screenshot. So 302%, 304%. All right. So that's how I think it's related, because those tokenized stocks that were, those shorts that are on leverage with those, and now they're locked out and they can't get that money. They can't, right now, they can't do anything with that short, right? So I'm wondering if it's going to, cause a share recall or cause those short positions to be closed out in the coming days. That's what I think would happen. And yeah, here's the tweet Aron put out about how well they did. They set a new record of 4.9 million guests to our theaters globally Thursday through Sunday. So a new record. It shows that AMC is picking up on speed here, and that the fourth quarter should be pretty good. But back to, this FTX stock. I mean, not stock, but tokenized stock. This is the chart. They locked it out, so they obviously you can't buy it or sell it or anything. But I scrolled down to some of this information, and it says equities are stocks that trade on traditional regulated exchanges. FTX lists tokens as select equities. These spot tokens are backed by shares of stock custodied by CM Equity. So I have to do more research and look into who this entity is. They can be redeemed with CM equity right here. See that? They can be redeemed with CM equity for the underlying shares if desired. So we have to see if they are actually holding these AMC shares, right? I don't think they are. We'll see though. I'm gonna have to check that out. And just some more info on what it is. Basically, it's a share, or a token that is on an exchange, offered by an exchange on a blockchain. So that's the other thing. So if it's on a blockchain and there's wallets, we should be able to see who bought these tokens, because well, I'll get into this tweet that I saw too right now, but there's usually a custodian and investment institution involved in the process of creating tokenized stocks. So institution and let's see, and there's usually a custodian and an institution involved. The institution buys the underlying stock and deposits it to the custodian. Based on the shares that the custodian holds in reserve, tokens are issued on a blockchain. The price of each token is pegged to the value of the shares. The tokens can be listed on cryptocurrency exchange, where they can be bought and traded like any other cryptocurrency. Those who hold a stock token gain exposure to the underlying stock pretty much as if they owned it. Now, I did read down below that it doesn't give you the the right to vote, but it does give you exposure to it, pretty much as if they owned it, including dividend payouts where applicable. However, they don't actually own shares. They own a derivative of that is backed by actual shares. And again, it's supposed to be backed by actual shares. But how are they going to be holding these shares if for the longest time, AMC has been saying that retail owns the float? So it's pretty forward, right? You just have to find it on an exchange, and that's how you can buy it or sell it. I have never bought or sold any of those tokens. But the chief reason many companies are tokenizing equities, the same reason that they issue shares of stock. But the thing is, AMC did not issue these shares of these tokens, right, to raise capital. There can be some distinct advantages to raising additional capital by issuing digital tokens rather than going through the traditional method of the IPO or issuing additional shares. So what it looks like to me, right, that we've been saying there's all these synthetic shares. That means that, yeah, in the maybe in the stock itself, right, that's how they're able to keep the short interest numbers lower and to hide, right, the true short positions, because that's its own float. But then when they create these other tokens, right, they're creating other floats that aren't directly like tied to AMC. It talks a little bit about the SEC and the government regulation and so on, but here's our other companies that have tokens as well. But I'm not sure if they're issued by the actual company, but with AMC, I'm pretty sure that AMC did not and has nothing to do with any crypto tokens that are out there. So supposedly it provides greater liquidity. 24/7 trading is the other thing. So whenever, we would come in hard into the stock and buy it up, I think they were doing things they weren't supposed to, or, using leverage and things on the token side because it also trades on the weekend, so that was their advantage. And token holders are not technically shareholders. They come with additional risks, including custodial. Right here, watch. There are several additional intermediaries, including the custodial firm that holds the shares and the crypto exchange that holds the tokens. As you know, one of them was FTX that went down, right? Or well, like they were the ones that were offering. It was on their exchange. In theory, anyone can trade tokenized stocks. The beauty is the beauty of cryptocurrency in general. There are no barriers to entry in the market besides an internet connected device and some funds to get started with. There is a part here, the takeaway. Okay, I'm gonna read this and then that's pretty much all I got for the video, but I think this information is crucial, right? So the tokenization of stocks is a fairly new phenomenon in crypto and comes on the back of a wave of DeFi innovation over the past few years. Keep in mind that some decentralized exchanges don't actually trade tokenized stocks. Instead, they trade something called synthetic assets or synths. Makes sense, right? These are tokens designed to mirror the performance of their assets, but they're not directly pegged to actual shares in the way that tokenized stocks are. Another important fact is that these tokens can be highly concentrated into a few wallets. So that's what I'm saying. If, I'm not a crypto expert, but I know there's people that are, super knowledgeable on crypto. So how would we be able to find and look up these wallets that, these tokens could have been in, or who's holding these, right? Because that's the info on that. Here's the proof, right? But there was a good point here that I want to show you guys from someone who tweeted. Right here. Think about this. 2 days ago, we learned FTX has 400 million tokenized AMC. But isn't it strange we haven't heard any retails tweeting worried about their tokenized stock? Not one. Who actually owns these token stocks? Credit Suisse, B of A hedge fund? The silence speaks volume. And I agree with that. That's insane, right? Like, how come you don't hear of any AMC shareholders worried about their AMC tokens, right? We never bought those. We never got into it. I mean, I didn't. I only have bought and held the stock of AMC and some GME, right? Yeah, but just want to show you guys what's going on. The information on this is what I'm keeping an eye on, as far as the tokenized stocks and the cost to borrow, because of course, there's 0 shares available according to multiple websites. 55% latest, 0 shares available. But I think this is what can cause some movement, because it's all about who was exposed to these tokenized stocks and how it's going to react. Okay, so that's what I want to, pay attention to the next couple of days, guys. It's all the info I got for you, the update today. And tell me what you think about these tokenized stocks. Do you think they're going to help us right now, or they're not going to matter? Do they not count as anything? Are they just, fake synthetics that don't matter? Let me know what you think. If you have looked into the tokenized stock, or if this video, kind of sparked your curiosity. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for coming by. I'll catch you in the next video.